It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And the spotlight is on Justin Herbert. He got his reps in last week, finishing with over 300 passing yards. It's the Chargers and the Chiefs on Thursday night.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Chiefs offense now ready to go to work for the first time, led by Patrick Mahomes, the 2018 NFL Most Valuable Player.
When talking about Patrick Mahomes, what's a normal season for him? It's probably a career year for 99% of the other quarterbacks in the game today. 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns, and a 4th straight trip to the AFC title game. He is making sure that all of us understand what he is doing is sometimes beyond spectacular, and his team follows accordingly. When he's under center, KC always has a shot. Come on.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I've never returned punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are about whether you should fair catch it or not, but sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Los Angeles taking the field led by Justin Herbert, 3rd-year man out of Oregon whose career is off to an incredibly productive start.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
1st down, and they stick with Eckler. We'll get this up to about the 44. This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, What is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now this time Mahomes will throw. That's into the hands of Fortson. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The Chiefs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 if people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. To try again after the sack. Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 39 yards there, a big one.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes going across the middle, and Valdez-Scantling has it. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 2. Now it's Herbert. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Personal foul. Defense.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment, but first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll take on the visiting Carolina Panthers. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. Then on Sunday night, the oldest rivalry in the NFL, the Bears, the Packers from Lambeau at 8:20 Eastern sharp. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. The final adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City. And for the call, we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Taylor now from the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Butker now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
On the return, it's Taylor from his end zone. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The play fake, and now Herbert to throw.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Another try after the first down sack. Herbert, he'll get this to Eckler. And down he'll go at the 25. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Herbert.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Hardman on the return.
It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 28. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Now it's Mahomes again. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 1st touchdown of the new season.
And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. So, Charles, they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. Now, last week, they had the close victory. This one more commanding, much more comfortable.
Well, the sense we got from them was that last week they felt like they didn't play their best. They got the win, but they weren't really on top of their game. But they put it all together here in this one, haven't they? What an impressive performance.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 24. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taylor now from the end zone. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Herbert.
He'll get this.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game, and all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now a throw here to his running back.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down, as that'll be a gain of 15 on fourth.
How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Mahomes now on first down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Chiefs are on their way to a 2-0 start. And they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
On first down, it's Herbert. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Here's Herbert. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Herbert now. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Palmer. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep.
So for Kansas City, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.